Hi. Today I have a really special video to share with you, which is the culmination of several months of work. This video shares the story of me becoming a hunter, why hunters are so popular and powerful in Destiny, a review of Season of the Lost, and sort of what it means to be someone who plays Destiny season after season. Think of this video as like the spiritual successor to my Blink video, which it seems like a lot of you liked. I'm really excited to share this big project with you, and I hope you'll give it your time. Thank you. So I'm not a hunter player. Big takes inside. Yes.
Nice.
Oh dear, I aped too hard. It doesn't matter, I'm a Titan. I've been playing a mix of Titan and Warlock for years since Destiny 1, but something changed this season, and for whatever reason, I finally decided to put on a cape. I know this doesn't sound as weird as putting on Blink for 3 months, but for me this was very, very different. I have like almost never played Hunter in all of the Destiny franchise throughout Destiny 1 and 2. Like, I don't think you understand. I play Hunter so infrequently that this was my friend's reaction when I told him I was gonna try Hunter for a season.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, Hunter gjerda. Dude, this is a different gjerda. I'm so happy, dude.
As you can see, he was as surprised as I was. So back in Destiny 1, I played Titan a ton, and that class is like the opposite of Hunters. They're like all about being strong, aggressive, big, and beefy, and Hunters are all about being sharp, lithe, and fast. In fact, if you check out the very first screen you see when you choose which class you want to play in Destiny 2 when you're new, there are some very brief but accurate descriptions of the classes. Disciplined and proud, Titans are capable of both aggressive assaults and stalwart defenses. Agile and daring, Hunters are quick on their feet and quicker on the draw. Warlocks weaponize the mysteries of the universe to sustain themselves and devastate their foes. These descriptions are the very first things new players see when trying to figure out who they want to be in Destiny and how they want to interact with the game. And for whatever reason, a majority of the Destiny community chooses Hunter. Something about the Hunter class really speaks to people. Maybe it's this tiny bit of copy, or the things they hear from their friends, or videos they see on YouTube, or maybe it's just the way she tosses her knife. But whatever it is, Hunters are the most populous class in Destiny. Titans make up about 31%, Warlocks make up about 31%, but Hunters are up there at 38%, which is pretty noticeable, especially in game. And these numbers are from a year ago, so the Hunter population has actually probably grown even more recently, which you can really notice these days because of a certain ability we all know and have experienced from time to time. What if we got triple collided right there? Yeah, or that. Wow, well, I guess that, that's the same thing. Speaking of which, I've actually never unlocked stasis on my Hunter. I've literally never used it, and I just don't have access to it. I just wanted to practice other things for this video, and I didn't really want to play through the campaign for a third time to get stasis. So this video is basically entirely showcasing light-based subclasses on Hunter. That isn't to say it's wrong if you use stasis on Hunter. People deserve to play however they want. It's just that I really want to focus on other stuff besides ice for this particular video. Anyway, I just never really made a significant and dedicated time commitment to Hunters until now. I just never could quite connect with the idea of wearing a cape. I could get over butt capes on Titans, and dresses aren't so bad if you're a Warlock, but a dramatic cape? I don't know about you, but I was taught from early childhood to never wear a cape.
No capes!
But for whatever reason, finally in Season of the Lost, I gave Hunter a real try, like a real college try. Now, I did take Hunter off for a brief romantic affair with Heart of Inmost Light, my beloved, and one weekend where I really wanted to farm Adept Messengers, so I just put on the Stag, Glacier Grenades, and Dead Man's Tail and just farmed for like 2 days straight. But hey, outside of that, I was pretty much on Hunter for the entirety of Season of the Lost. And when I say I gave this thing a real college try, I mean it. I played through several different raids on Hunter, I played Strikes and Grandmaster Nightfalls on Hunter, I farmed Lost Sectors on Hunter to get new exotics, I played all of the seasonal activities exclusively on Hunter like the Astral Alignment and also all of the story missions throughout the Ascendant Realm. I completed the Wayfinder's Compass and all that jazz, I farmed dungeons a lot on Hunter.
Are you like this?
I farmed a ton of XP on Hunter to a point of feeling great pain. I got new catalysts to drop on Hunter, I finished catalysts on Hunter, and I built up a few builds on my Hunter with good stats that could serve me well in PvP and PvE. I completed the Master Vault of Glass raid on Hunter, and I finished every challenge on Master difficulty, and I farmed Spoils of Conquest on Hunter so I could buy like 40 time lost found verdicts and not get the role I wanted. I also played a ton of PvP on Hunter because I just love PvP, and it's the real reason I keep coming back to Destiny day after day. I played plenty of Control on a variety of Hunter classes, I played plenty of Survival on Hunter, and of course I played a ton of Trials and I went Flawless on Hunter a few times. I also played scrims on Hunter with my Discord community, which was really fun and helped me see why Hunters are so popular for high-level PvP. And of course I watched hours and hours and hours of Hunter PvP gameplay from Cammy, Drewski, Pattycakes, Panda, Walla, and many more people who are very good at Hunter. So when I say I played Hunter this season, I really mean it. Like, I played it and I gave this thing a real fair shot. So this video is coming from a place of genuine experience and thoughtfulness. And honestly, I see the appeal, y'all. Like, damn, Hunter is kind of fun. You're fast and sneaky and deadly and slippery, and it's just a good old time. I loved it. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, no, I got more. I want to get deeper into why Hunters are so powerful in PvP and what makes them so much fun, because I want to try to understand why they have become the default choice for the Destiny community. And after that, I'm going to summarize Season of the Lost and talk about why people play Destiny. And it gets a little sappy, to be honest, but we'll do that later. So, Hunters. Agile and daring, Hunters are quick on their feet and quicker on the draw. This class is defined by speed, agility, and lethality. That alone is clear to even complete beginners in Destiny, and it's these exciting, deadly qualities that catch anyone's eye. Most notably, Hunters are recognizable by their class ability, the Dodge, a sudden change in direction accentuated by spins, rolls, and flips to evade bullets and space magic. Along those lines, we find the Hunter Jump, which arguably is maybe more iconic than even the Dodge, since Hunters do spend most of their life with their feet in the air. There's a reason why the Trials of the 9 Flawless gear was called the floating set. It's because that's where you'll find Hunters, floating above the fight, ready to pounce for the kill. This myriad of options to change direction so quickly is only accessible by the Hunter class, since Titans and Warlocks have slow, elongated jumps, and they don't have a dodge. And while those two may have one-off abilities for quick directional changes, directional change is nowhere as nearly baked so deeply into Titan and Warlock kits as it is baked into the Hunter's kit. Directional change defines the Hunter class, and it has since day one Destiny 1, and it's one of the biggest reasons why Hunters are so effective and popular. Movement abilities of any kind are remarkably powerful in any PvP game, particularly first-person shooter games where positioning plays a massive part in determining who will win fights and who will lose, but this is especially true in Destiny, where a weapon's range is not flexible. If you try to use a close-range weapon at a long distance, the bullets lose damage and become almost impossible to hit. For this reason, Destiny PvP success is highly dictated by knowing what range your weapons allow you to play within, and honoring those ranges is of the utmost importance. So naturally, an ability that allows you to change your position in any direction very quickly is massively powerful, especially if that ability grants you movement in any direction on the X, Y, and Z axes. Of course, these movement techniques are limited to whether you have ceilings or slopes or space to do all this, but nearly every Destiny map has secret routes for using these movement abilities, and you can easily work in a few to every map and every encounter, taking advantage of your speed to quickly reposition and use your weapons in the ranges they were designed for, or to evade your opponents with ease. Regardless of whether you're wearing Stompies or not, no matter what Hunter build you play, you have access to rapid movement techniques that other classes simply don't, unless you play Top Tree Dawnblade. And while I didn't use it in this video, the Shatter Dive ability has come to redefine Hunter movement, and it's no wonder that Revenant is the most popular Hunter subclass right now, since you can just pounce out of the air at any time, which negates all of the downsides of the Hunter's jump, where you can be caught floating in the air at the wrong time. Of course, the dodge and jump are iconic to every Hunter in Destiny, but once you start creating builds with your Hunter, things can get really interesting. I didn't have time in just one season to explore every single build because there are just so many different Hunter builds, but I do want to share a few of my favorite ways to play Hunter. First up, and this isn't really a build, it's just like probably one of the most popular ways to play Hunter, and that's Gunslinger and Stompies. My goodness, that shit is fun. I found myself spending most of my time on Gunslinger for its high damage output with throwing knives and grenades, and how nicely it rewards you for being accurate with your weapons, not to mention the high risk, high reward super. On Gunslinger right now, the middle tree Blade Barrage is just really not great and it needs some love, so I mainly played on top tree Gunslinger and bottom tree Gunslinger. Top tree is really exciting because of the opportunity it gives you for multi-kills in the super. It's pretty scary to pop a golden gun because everyone hears you, everyone focuses on killing you or running away from you, and it's just very easy for it to go wrong. But if you can get it to go right, oh my god, is it exciting and rewarding.
There's one behind you. Nice. Now you win.
That was sick as Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
That's why you played Top Goldie. Now, if we direct our attention from Way of the Outlaw downtown to Way of the Sharpshooter, things get even more interesting. This subclass was reworked in Season of the Undying, right when Top Tree Dawnblade made its terrifying debut, but not to be overshadowed, Bottom Tree Gunslinger is still an excellent choice for those long-term, accurate, deadly players who are like John Wick, like all headshots and no mercy. I love this class, and it feels a lot like Top Tree Stormcaller to me or Heart of Inmost Light builds. Nothing terribly fancy, just a super reliable workhorse that'll get the job done and reward you. Bottom Tree Golden Gun gets access to the weighted throwing knife, which kills an enemy in one shot to the head and instantly refunds the full charge if you get a precision kill. It's super rewarding to hit this and not very easy unless you have a ton of practice or you have an Athers's Embrace build, and this knife is just begging you to go on montage clips with it. Now, besides the montage knife, this tree gets extremely interesting in the way it rewards precision. If you get a precision kill, you actually get increased weapon stability for a chunk of time, or in nerdy terms, it allows your aim assist cone to reset more quickly, thus guiding your accuracy cone on target, thus making it way easier to hit successive shots. So if you get a precision kill, you get a laser beam of a weapon, and you also get increased handling, and I just love this perk of Golden Gun so much. Okay, so Golden Gun and Speed Boots is a timelessly exciting hunter class that's been here since Destiny 1, and it's no wonder it's been so popular for so long, but that's not all I played this season. I was also able to farm some good armor, use D2 Armor Picker, and I created a decent Gemini Jester build, which was super fun and actually genuinely competitive, and I can see why people rank this thing so highly in tier lists. By just dodging within about 15 meters of someone to take away their radar, it gives you huge openings with which to push and make plays.
All right.
Do I just get to?
No, you don't get to play. Here's my Gemini Jester build that I use on most any hunter subclass. So I could use one more tier of recovery pretty badly, but I'm just not able to get there for now, and still this stat spread works really nicely. I love having the high discipline and very few wasted stat points. I run Dynamo on my helmet because dodging your enemies is how I take their radar away, so I'm going to be passively generating a bunch of extra super energy and making up for the lower intellect level. I just run Fastball and Hand Cannon Loader, Unflinching Hand Cannon and Shotgun, and then Radiant Light and Powerful Friends. I really enjoy primary gunplay, so I've been getting by just fine without a Shotgun Scavenger mod, and getting used to that is a real advantage in my opinion. Not to mention, I love saving room for Hand Cannon holster because it pairs nicely with Hawkmoon. I usually run Igneous Hammer or a Palindrome with this build, and then oftentimes I use Chaperone because it actually has intrinsic lightweight frame, which means it provides plus 20 mobility, so I effectively have 100 mobility on this build whenever I'm just holding Chaperone, and it increases sprint speed, which is really nice for moving quickly. Plus, I just really like slug shotguns, which you probably know if you've been watching my latest videos. Finally, I use a heavy grenade launcher with threat detector because all I have to do is hold it, and then even with no ammo, threat detector tells me when I am within range at which I can kill someone's radar. This build works wonders in PvP since people rely really heavily on their radar in Destiny PvP to tell them what to do and where to move. Plus, since Geminis do 1 point of damage to your opponent upon taking their radar, you can get so many free assists and thus free super energy just for running around and dodging, even if you're not putting in final blows. I think Gemini Jesters are a top tier pick for competitive PvP, and I'm looking forward to getting better hunter armor to make this build even sexier. But I mean, it's already pretty sexy with my calculator abacus thing on my leg there.
On like Gemini Jester that tells you what the that big panel thing is on your leg. Like,
that's my abacus, don't ask questions.
Oh, my bad.
Alright folks, now it's time for a little review of Season of the Lost and of Destiny's seasonal model as a whole. What is it working, and does it encourage the right things? Well, every season in Destiny is about 3 months long. Across these weeks, Nightfall missions rotate, PvP playlists rotate, Trials pops up for 4 days, new items become available, we work on unlocking our seasonal table of perks to make the seasonal activity easier, sometimes new short story missions come out, or there are more things to do in the seasonal activity. In this case, that would be Astral Alignment and the Shattered Realm. And of course, we're offered new seasonal challenges each week we can complete for big dumps of XP points, and this lets us slowly unlock our seasonal artifact, providing new interesting mods that oftentimes define a season alone due to how powerful they are. In addition, during all of this, we're allowed to target farm loot through a couple of different sources, and we're working through the seasonal reward track, unlocking little random treats like shards or cores, or we get the seasonal exotic weapon and a series of ornaments. Together, doing all these things is what makes up a season in Destiny 2. Throughout Destiny's lifespan, seasons have grown and changed a lot, but the model recently has been really similar to years of the past. The question I want to ask today is this: does it need to be this way? I'm not saying this format is bad, but I am curious if this is the best way forward. Obviously, every single video game studio, organization, and person in the world needs sustenance coming from somewhere, so this game continuing to exist does need some sort of way for it to keep making money. I'm just curious if there's not a better way for Bungie to make money each season, keep people coming back, and keep the game evolving for the better. So that brings me to this. With our current seasonal format, I am worried it's getting a little stale. I'm going to interrupt myself and save everybody some time here. This portion of my script was trying to explain how I'm getting tired of having to tick boxes and grind power level and my vault filling up, so I went ahead and skipped all of that, and I'm going to drop you in at a more interesting and constructive part of this video. Thanks for your patience. I have a vault packed with god roll weapons I've barely used, and I want to spend my time getting to know them in PvP. But for this season, I decided just for one character that I'd try out the opposite and actually do those things that everyone else was doing to see if I liked the loop. Like last season, I just didn't complete the seasonal splicer quest thingy, and it's still just sitting in my inventory and I can't dismantle it, which is a bit frustrating. But this season, I changed it up and I completed the full seasonal quest and actually did a good chunk of the seasonal challenges. Which you might be like, okay, yeah, so did everyone and their mother, but hey, for me, this is a big deal. And I gotta say, after trying it, I don't really care for it. It was very much about checking boxes, and I guess what this is more getting at is this. There are many parts of Destiny that I just don't find organically fun. Like at this point, if there's not a really good reward on the table, there's a lot of the game's content I'm just not gonna play because I don't find it intrinsically fun moment to moment, and because PvP exists and I just wanna play survival against opponents with good connections until the Earth slams into the sun's orbit in like 4 billion years or whenever that's on the calendar. So long story short, I guess I get it. Why there are all these boxes to check in this game and things to grind for. Like, I guess that's just kind of the format of this style of video game, and there's a reason for that because there's a lot of people who do enjoy that. There is a part of me, of course, that kind of enjoys losing my goddamn mind and grinding a lost sector for 10 hours to try to get a perfectly rolled Dust Rock Blues. Like, it's kind of fun to just be such a disgusting little gamer rat once in a while. But still, I'm just not in love with that part of the game, and I don't like doing it that frequently. I'm sure there's people who like ticking all the boxes and getting every god roll just to have them, but that is just not me at all, and I just really don't think I'm ever going to be there, and I also don't think that's a sustainable way to do a video game. Like, I think the draw of that over time of collecting every god roll item or whatever, I think that's going to expire for people. And then if you're left with a game that doesn't have intrinsically moment-to-moment fun gameplay, you're in trouble. Fortunately, there are plenty of parts of Destiny that are fun moment-to-moment, and for me, that's PvP. More specifically, for me, that's PvP lobbies with good connection. I don't know exactly what we need here, but after reading quite a few good articles that people sent me, it sounds like one of the best fixes would be dedicated servers and a higher tick rate if possible. I would pay so much money for that. Now, before we move on, this is really important to mention. I don't have anything against the people making Destiny happen every day, and in fact, I want to thank them for how incredibly fun this game can be, because at least a part of it has me hooked, and even with its faults, I keep playing PvP a lot because there's more to love about it than not. I still think this seasonal model is getting old, and it doesn't fit someone like me at all who actually dreads grinding power level every season and having another quest in my inventory I can't dismantle, but hey, there's still a lot of this game that's great. In the future, I think it would be amazing if we just had set difficulties for everything and the whole power level grind thing was just gone, and if every season didn't bring back another massive list of boxes to check. I have so much I want to try out in PvP and not enough time in the world, so I genuinely don't really feel like I need new items. And even if there were new items, I'm not sure that anyone would have the vault space for them anyway. The ways that you can play Destiny and the people that you can play with makes this game and its community utterly fantastic, and I don't think there's another game that's comparable to that. If I had to give 3 pros and 3 cons to Destiny 2 and its current seasonal model, they would be this. We need dedicated servers for PvP with higher tick rates. If the seasonal power grind, loot grind, and sort of box ticking thing is to go on, we need more vault space. We need fewer seasons each year, and the seasons we do get should be highly polished and not throw a wrench in the PvP sandbox balancing, which is a delicate act, and only one of these seasons per year should require us to increase our power level again. Destiny attracts a remarkably diverse community when it comes to gaming, and I respect that so much, and I'm really excited for it to continue. The connection and sort of continuity line between PvE and PvP is remarkably exciting. Going out into the universe, killing huge alien gods, and then taking all that cool loot back into PvP and slaying out is just so fun and so cool. There are so many different ways to play PvP, and the sandbox balancing is honestly really good except for a few outliers. Like, I could play PvP for the next 10 years and be entertained with just the content in my vault right now. There's just so much I have yet to master. Like, I'm just trying out Hunter now. Okay, as this video draws to a close, there's one more message that I think I really learned by playing Hunter this season, and how Hunters are all about living fast and dying young. So here goes. Play Destiny in the way that you genuinely, organically have fun with, and let everything else go. Let the meta go, let the optimizing go, just play for fun and nothing else. I used to do a series back in my early days of YouTube where I'd create guides for how to complete Grandmaster Nightfalls with only free-to-play weapons, armor, and mods on every single person on the fire team. And it worked. Or take the time I equipped Blink and Devour for 3 months in all of PvP and PvE. It was genuinely fine. I still went flawless, I still completed raids and Grandmasters, and it was okay. This game can be hard, but it's not so impossible that you can't play how you want and still do well. I really think embracing your inner child and just totally prioritizing goofing around and having fun is the best way to enjoy Destiny 2, and it will do some really cool things to your playstyle, causing you to evolve new skills and become more adaptable and smart. And above all else, I think it's just going to make you happy. And I really want you to be happy. I don't know who you are, but I think it would be dope if you were happy, and you deserve to be. These past few years have been really different and really hard for a lot of people, and we deserve to enjoy these little moments of escape that Destiny can offer. If you watched my Blink video, you'll know I lost my aunt over the pandemic, and then this is kind of weird, but I decided I wanted to mention it because it feels important. The day I'm recording this is actually the 3-year anniversary of when my ex-girlfriend's dad died when we were together. And it's just a day that I have never ever forgotten because of what a cool guy he was, how he was kind of a father figure to me when I moved to the city, and also because of how horrible it was to see someone go through his illness and to see him the day before he died in a hospital bed where he was clearly in a lot of pain. If you've lost anyone recently, I'm really sorry for your loss too, and I hope you and your people are doing well. Hang in there. Or even if you've lost a pet, that can be devastating too. In fact, I was just out for a walk in the woods over Thanksgiving and I saw this sign in the woods, and that was really freaking sad. Like, damn, you put that out in public? It's years like these past few that really challenge our perception of time, because at the same time they seem to drag on endlessly sometimes, they can also suddenly rocket forward and you don't know where the time went. This is just the nature of being alive, and you can't change it. It's just something to embrace, and the best way to go with this flow is living for every moment like it's all you have, because it really is all you have, and there's a lot less of it than you think. And that's why I think it's so important to just do what you have fun with and what makes you happy, whether that's cooking or taking walks or listening to music or playing Destiny or talking to friends or whatever makes you happy. That's what you need to focus on, and just let the rest fade away. You got this, Guardian. Eyes up. Thank you so much for your time with this video. I really appreciate it because I know how precious time is. Tying this message about living in the present back to our shared hobby of Destiny, that's why I genuinely respect however you have fun in the game. I know I've said this before, but it's worth repeating. There's nothing wrong with trying as hard as you can to win, and there's nothing wrong with just playing for fun regardless of outcome. Whether you love using weird off-meta builds or you love using the most optimal builds that are very on-meta, however you have fun is good, and you deserve to have fun. Whether you're a part of those 51 million Warlocks, 51 million Titans, or 63 million Hunters, thank you for being here and making up the large and beautiful population that comprises the Destiny universe. And I gotta say, if you're part of the 63 million that plays Hunter, I get it. It makes more sense now. Hunters are very good and very fun, and I see the appeal. Hunter reminds me of that deep, raw instinct that I think a lot of us have of just like, I wanna go fast. And I love that. It's no wonder so many Guardians don the cape. Hunters are the original space cowboy. So before I say see you, space cowboy, I gotta say, don't let anyone ever put you down for playing Hunter again. If they're like, oh, Hunters are so basic, everyone plays Hunter. Yeah, that's because they're really good and really fun. And what's wrong with that? Nothing. Maybe you have enough change in your life and you just want to play how you want to play and do your own thing. Maybe you moved to the city, you're far from home, you come home really tired from work and you're trying to scrounge up money to upgrade your PC. Maybe you don't really know what you're doing in life, and that's okay. You have every right to go figure it out during the day, and when you come home, you deserve to relax and play however you want to have fun. And I fully support you in this. Whether you're shatter diving my entire team in one hit or making really coordinated plays with your team using Gemini Jester, if you're genuinely having fun with your playstyle, I love it and I fully support it. And now that I'm on the other side of a season spent on Hunter, I understand why you hunters pick this class. You want to go fast, you want to be a space cowboy, but more than anything, playing Hunter is just about having fun and doing whatever the you want. Life is short, hunters know this, and they're not about to slow down just because life is moving fast. Cheers. So to all my hunters out there, I can see why you play this class, and it's been an absolute pleasure trying on the cape. Thanks for having me. See you, Space Cowboys.